Good morning, students. Today we are going to study about physical and chemical changes. You have studied about physical and chemical changes in class 6th also. This is a continuation from that only. In this we are going to study about some important physical and chemical changes. Changes occur everywhere around us. We see so many different types of changes. When you put water in the freezer, it turns to ice. You keep it outside, again it melts and forms water. If iron is kept outside for a long time, you see a brown color deposit on it. On adding sugar to water, it dissolves in water. Wax melts on heating. These are all different kinds of changes we observe around us. Day changes to night, seasons change, and so on. These changes we can divide into two types: physical changes and chemical changes. A physical change is any change in which no new substances are formed. Only the physical state changes or its size changes, but nothing new is formed. Like melting of butter, right? Butter is in the solid form. When it melts, it becomes liquid. Breaking of glass pane. So only pieces are formed. Glass remains glass. Boiling of water. From water, vapor is formed, which is gaseous state of water only. So, in these changes, physical properties of a substances are involved, like color, shape, size, physical form, and so on. No new substance formed. Physical changes, most of them are reversible, but some may not be reversible, like breaking of glass. It is irreversible physical change. Crystallization. Crystallization is also one of the physical change. It is a type of change in which impure compound is converted into a crystal. Now, what is a crystal? Crystals are solid forms of compound that have definite geometrical shape. The process of forming crystals of a compound from its solution is called crystallization. This is one of the methods of purifying a compound in which the impurities can be separated. Crystallization does not form any new substance. That is why it is a physical change. No new substance formed. Common salt or sodium chloride is purified by this process of crystallization. You know that common salt is obtained from seawater by evaporation of the seawater. Now there are some undesirable substances which we don't want, impurities. So we have to separate them. So during crystallization, common salt is prepared by dissolving it in boiling water. So a saturated solution of common salt is prepared by dissolving it in water. The water should be boiling. So more and more amount of salt can be added into it. Then the solution is filtered through a filtering device or something. Then so that all the impurities will be filtered out. Now only solution of sodium chloride is there. Now as the solution is left for some time, it will cool down and crystals of sodium chloride will remain in the solution. So impurities are removed and only pure sodium chloride is there. Here we have an activity to prepare crystals of copper sulfate from impure copper sulfate sample. For this we require a beaker, distilled water, powdered copper sulfate, stirrer to stir the solution, dilute sulfuric acid. Adding dilute sulfuric acid makes the dissolution of copper sulfate easy. In the beaker we take water about 100 ml. Then add copper sulfate to it with constant stirring. You have to keep on stirring so that it keeps on dissolving. Add more, then again stir it, add more till it can dissolve no more. Remember, we form a saturated solution. Saturated solution is a solution in which you can't add more solute. Then we are adding dilute sulfuric acid, little bit of dilute sulfuric acid, about half test tube. Then heat the solution. As we heat, more quantities of copper sulfate can be added in it because solubility increases on heating. So, we can add more copper sulfate solute in it. Then again stir it till it becomes a saturated solution. Then we have to filter it to remove the impurities. Then keep it for few hours. You will get blue colored copper sulfate crystals with definite geometrical shape. So that was all physical change. Now let's come to chemical change. A chemical change is the one in which two or more substances react to produce a new substance, or maybe more than one new substance with different properties. In this case, in the chemical composition, there is a change, right? So, something new is formed, like burning of paper gives you ash, which is different from paper. Chemical changes are permanent changes and they are irreversible also. You cannot reverse them. Let us see some of the examples. One very good example of chemical change is rusting of iron. Nowadays it is rainy season, children. If you keep something made of iron outside for some days, you will see that there is some brown colored substance depositing on iron. Reddish brown colored deposit here you can see in this picture. So this is actually iron oxide or commonly known as rust. The process by which iron reacts with oxygen in presence of water to form rust is called rusting. Rusting happens faster in rainy season, right? Because more moisture is there and rusting requires both water and oxygen. So rusting is a chemical change because rust is a new substance, hydrated iron oxide. So it's a permanent change also. Now this rusting is harmful for the iron. Iron objects which we are using, they become weak because of rusting. See here, this is what happens during rusting. Iron plus oxygen plus water gives iron oxide. So rust is actually a flaky substance that does not stick to iron. It falls off. So again new surface gets exposed. Again rusting occurs. Again it falls off. So iron becomes weak. So that is why we need to prevent rusting. The most common way to prevent rusting is to cut off the supply of either oxygen or water. We have to keep iron away from either oxygen or from water. So that can be done by oiling, applying oil or grease on it. Then painting can be done. We paint our gates and all made of iron so that rusting can be avoided. Another process called galvanization is used. Galvanization is actually coating iron with a layer of zinc. Zinc is a metal which does not get rusted easily. So if it is coated on iron, it protects iron from rusting. Such iron is known as galvanized iron. Next change is browning of vegetables and fruits. When they are cut, they turn brown. Like apples, potatoes, brinjals. If you cut them and keep them for some time, a brownish colored layer deposits on them. That is because of a chemical change. The vegetable or fruit surface reacts with the oxygen and forms a compound called melanin. Melanin is a brown pigment. So mostly like when we are cutting brinjal, no, we cut them and put them in water because browning can be reduced. So children, these are some of the chemical changes and physical changes which we observe around us. In the next video, we'll see some of the activities. Till then, happy learning.